What if the voice that defines stadium love songs vanished for 20 years, only to return for a duet that never reached the light? Not a reunion. Not a comeback. A rumor, the kind that travels faster than truth, louder than proof. The kind that starts in a studio with the lights off and ends on 1,000 screens as a headline no one can verify. Steve Perry and Matthew McConaughey recorded a secret track, and then someone killed it. No scandal made sense until this one. Too big to ignore, too clean to deny. Because if pop mythology taught us anything, it's that silence isn't absence. It's leverage. The story, if it is a story, begins with a phone that wouldn't stop ringing. A producer nobody will name said he heard a voice he tried to forget. Not a voice, the voice, velvet set on fire. Steve Perry. That note in your chest that makes you reach for the car radio, that elevator of a chorus that returns you to the person you were before the world got complicated. Perry didn't ask for tracks. He asked for a room. He wanted air, space, wood, a piano with a missing key, and a ribbon MIC that remembers heartbreak. Nothing new, he supposedly said. Give me something older than regret. Enter Matthew McConaughey, not as actor, not as spokesman for shirts unbuttoned to the weather, but as a Texas metronome with the strangest request Hollywood had heard all year. What if I don't sing a note? What if I just keep time? Make it make sense. An Oscar winner who wanted to play silence. A vanished frontman who wanted to be heard by everything that hurts. And a rumor that the two of them were building something too fragile to be streamed, too dangerous to be explained. A title leaked first, as South of Jupiter. Fans tore the phrase apart like stargazers rewriting astronomy. Was it a city? A woman? A frequency? An apology? A latitude where you stop pretending you're fine? And then, because a story without gasoline is just a spark, a second leak, a photo, or a shadow of one. A backlit silhouette at a piano, a man leaning against the wall with a hat pulled low, a reel-to-reel machine blinking like a heartbeat that forgot how to quit. The caption, a don't press play yet. The internet did the opposite. It pressed play on imagination. Forums. Threads. Podcasts with names like Nebular Gossip and Backseat Producers. Someone swore they'd heard the bridge in a locked listening party, Perry singing like he'd swallowed the sunset and it burned its way out. McConaughey marking time on the rim of a drum. Click, 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 a clock that refused to give you the hour. Another swore there was a pre-chorus that collapsed on purpose, like a chair you trust just before it teaches you humility. Make this science. What do you call a melody that exists everywhere except a speaker? A myth. A marketing stunt. A crime against patience. Or maybe a miracle that refuses to be measured. Because then came the no. A contract. A clause. A call. A fear. Pick one. The names change depending on who's selling the story. But every version ends with the same cold door in the same dark hallway. The track is not clearing. It will not be released. Whose fault? That's where a scandal grows legs. Some point at the band that was a legacy with more lawyers than verses. Others nod toward a studio that counts silence by billable hour. A few whisper McConaughey blinked first, that he woke one night and remembered the danger of mixing mythology with music, of turning a man into a chorus or a chorus into a man. And then there's the version that tastes like truth because it's cruel. Perry listened back at 3:17 a.m., the hour where promises go to die, and decided the world hadn't earned it. Not yet. What do you do with a chorus no one will let you keep? You turn it into oxygen. You let it leak out through closed doors and travel by rumor and ache until even people who don't believe in divinity start praying for a link. South of Jupiter, it became the song people sang without notes. Concert lines hummed at nothing. Taxi radios waited. A billion pockets opened with the reflex to search for a file that didn't exist. McConaughey, for his part, went quiet in a way that made journalists allergic to their own questions. He didn't deny. He didn't nod. He posted a photo of the sky and wrote, "There's music in the blank parts." Was it a wink? A warning? A dare? Perry, who once taught the globe how not to stop believing, allegedly sent a single postcard to nobody in particular. We still don't. No return address. No stamp. Just capital letters like a lighthouse for the lost. That's when the scandal became useful. Managers took meetings. Labels made graphs. A&R departments pitched strategy decks with phrases like engineered scarcity and alchemy by withholding. Because power in 2025 isn't in the release. It's in the refusal. And that's why everyone's scared. A legend and a movie star found a way to make a chorus without a file, a drop without a date, a hit without a sound. They manufactured the one product the market can't pirate: hunger. If this is a hoax, it's art. If this is art, it's war. If this is war, you already chose sides the moment you kept reading. The Hollywood version wants villains. It wants a meltdown, a voicemail, a leak that accidentally isn't. It wants a fist slammed into a boardroom table and a glass falling in slow motion while a lawyer whispers, "Oh, we could have owned the summer." But the better story, the one that makes your chest tighten, is simpler. Two men at opposite ends of the same camera tried to bottle the feeling of almost. And the bottle refused the cork. So here we are. No audio. No proof. Only a silhouette that feels like a chorus and a heartbeat that refuses to give us the measure. South of Jupiter is either the greatest single never made, or the bravest silence money ever failed to buy. And the question that keeps the city awake is not who stopped it. It's what happens if they don't. It showed up in a porn shop in Venice Beach, or maybe it didn't. Depends on who you ask. The clerk said a man with a hat and sunglasses walked in near closing time. Left a single box of reel-to-reel tapes. No name, no return address, no explanation, just a sticky note that said, "Do not play track 4. Of course, they played track 4 first. The recording was mostly static, low hum, the ghost of a piano buried in reverb. But under the noise, someone swore they heard breathing. Then, faintly, a voice. Not singing. Talking. And if you slowed it down, filtered the hiss, you could almost make out two voices. One smooth and tired. The other smiling through smoke. "Man, that's it," one said. "That's the thing that's gonna break us open." Then silence. Then laughter. Then nothing. Within 48 hours, every copy was gone. The porn shop burned down 3 days later. Electrical, they said. Insurance paperwork still missing. Online, it took minutes for the story to mutate. Now there were 2 tapes. No, 5. One sold on the dark web for $200,000. Another found in a safety deposit box in Austin. A bootlegger claimed he had the original and that as South of Jupiter it wasn't a song at all, it was a message. A frequency recorded at the exact vibration between heartbeat and thunder. You can't verify that. But you can feel how people wanted it to be true. Every major label denied involvement. Every PR team posted the same polite lie. And Mr. Perry has no current collaborations with Mr. McConaughey. Which, of course, confirmed everything. Because denials are just gasoline poured neatly. When a journalist asked McConaughey directly, he laughed that dry, molasses laugh and said, Sometimes music don't need to make a sound, brother. Sometimes it just hums under your ribs until you start dancing anyway." The quote hit like scripture. Perry stayed invisible. No interviews, no sightings, no signatures at record stores. But one night, fans noticed his Spotify profile had changed. The bio. One sentence. The song still exists. It vanished an hour later. By then, conspiracy became choreography. Clubs played remixes of nothing, looping static and echoing whispers like a cult mass. A Berlin DJ titled her set "It Track 4." People came. They cried. They said it felt like Steve Perry was singing through the air vents. And maybe he was. Because a week later, a midnight live stream appeared on a throwaway account called Jupiter South. No description, no promo. Just a grainy black and white feed of a candle, a tape deck, and a metronome. The candle flickered to the rhythm of a heartbeat. A voice whispered, "This was supposed to save us." Then, nothing but static for 6 minutes. At the 6:07 mark, a faint melody surfaced. Soft. Fragile. A single word repeated 3 times. Stay. Then the feed died. The internet tore itself apart. Was it Perry? McConaughey? RE? Marketing? Madness? Billboard published an op-ed titled "The Collaboration That Broke Reality." Rolling Stone called it the most beautiful lie of the decade. A tech startup offered $5 million for any verifiable audio proof. None came. But people kept hearing it anyway, in cafes, in parking lots, in dreams. The song that never existed had become contagious. And then, the real scandal hit. A TMZ drone captured McConaughey outside a Malibu studio. He wasn't alone. Standing next to him, grey-haired, hoodie up, hands buried deep in his pockets, Steve Perry. No smiles. No words. Just a single handshake. The caption under the photo. The track that wouldn't die. The industry panicked. Lawyers called it a leak. Agents called it a reunion optics. But the fans didn't care. The story was bigger than proof now. Because somewhere between fact and fever dream, a myth had grown teeth, a living, breathing echo that refused to stay quiet. And at its center, 2 men who had nothing left to sell, but everything left to mean. The lawsuit was filed on a Tuesday and erased by Thursday. At least, that's the official version. Unofficially, it never existed. No docket. No signature. No record. Just a whisper in the right inboxes and a dozen legal departments suddenly working weekends. The phrase intellectual property violation appeared in leaked emails, alongside something stranger, a cultural destabilization risk. Whatever south of Jupiter was, somebody believed it was dangerous. The gossip blogs called it a Perrigate. Twitter renamed it # the sound you can't delete. Within days, a blurry PDF circulated online, a supposed cease and desist from a law firm tied to a major label. It demanded the immediate destruction of all materials associated with Project S. At the bottom, one redacted line. The client reserves the right to silence. People laughed, but only for a second. Because that's the kind of sentence that sounds poetic until you remember lawyers don't write poetry. The silence spread. Spotify wiped every Journey track from its algorithm for 48 hours. Apple Music playlists froze. YouTube took down every fan-made mix titled South of Jupiter, citing unverified rights. That's when the panic turned religious. A Reddit thread appeared, a there-erasing sound. Thousands joined. People uploaded videos of their phones glitching whenever they played old Perry songs. Clips showed waveforms collapsing into flat lines. Fake? Maybe. Convincing? Enough. One post read, I swear I heard a hum through my car speakers last night. The kind from the live stream. The one that said stay. The comment got 18,000 upvotes. Then disappeared. Meanwhile, McConaughey was seen in Austin, walking out of a courthouse with a notebook under his arm. When reporters shouted questions, he just said, "It's handled." Smiled. Got into a pickup truck. Drove away. Later that night, he tweeted one word. Still. It got 12 million likes. Perry, predictably, said nothing. But his old website came back online for 2 hours. Black background, white text. Some chords are too true to copyright. Then the site redirected to static. Behind the curtain, the rumor grew teeth. The real lawsuit wasn't about ownership, it was about containment. Because according to one unnamed engineer, the tape did something to people. Small things. Subtle things. Slowed heart rates. Matching pulse patterns. A collective hum in live audiences, even when the speakers were off. He claimed the recording captured a frequency of emotional synchronization. That's science speak for. It made everyone feel the same thing at once. If that were true, it wouldn't be a song. It'd be a weapon. The idea was intoxicating. Two men, decades apart in fame and faith, accidentally discovering the sound of perfect empathy. A sound the industry couldn't own, the media couldn't spin, the market couldn't sell. The kind of thing that terrifies people who build empires out of noise. That's when conspiracy met capitalism, a match made in clickbait heaven. Headlines screamed. McConaughey and Perry discover the God frequency. Top secret record label cover-up exposed. The song that heals and hurts. And in the middle of the chaos, something stranger happened. Hope. People started playing old Journey tracks again, saying they heard something new. Clubs filled with silence at midnight, literal silence, as DJs dimmed the lights and whispered, "This one's for Steve." It became a ritual. An invisible chorus. A movement with no music. Then came the memo. A journalist from The Atlantic leaked an internal letter from a record executive. 2 lines stood out. They won't sue. They can't, because the song never technically existed. And just like that, the scandal evaporated. No arrests. No hearings. Just smoke, and 2 men walking in opposite directions down the same hallway. McConaughey headed west. Perry, east. Both silent. Both smiling. But silence has memory. And memory leaks. A month later, a festival in Lisbon played a mysterious opening track no one recognized. No title, no artist, just a slow heartbeat layered with wind. When the lights came on, the stage was empty. But the crowd swore they heard it. That voice. That hum. That impossible word again. Stay. By the time the Lisbon echo reached the States, it was already legend. Everyone wanted to believe this was it, the comeback, the leak, the moment where Steve Perry finally walked out of myth and back into the world. Except it wasn't him. Or maybe it was. The video from the festival showed nothing. No stage, no silhouettes, just lights pulsing like a heartbeat. But at the 2:34 mark, a voice said, "You waited long enough, 2 words later, the feed died. Half the internet decided it was AI. The other half decided it was proof. That night, McConaughey posted another photo. A tape deck, dusted with sand, resting on the hood of a vintage Airstream trailer. The caption read, "Sometimes you gotta lose the song to hear the truth." It had 25 million likes in 6 hours. Comments flooded in. Where's Perry? What does it mean? Drop the track, man. No answer came. Instead, fans started seeing the same thing. Strange DMs from unverified accounts named variations of a Jupiter South. Each message contained a single sentence. His not gone. His tuning. Screenshots spread like wildfire. And then, one morning, they stopped appearing, as if the sender had erased themselves. That's when the return tour was announced. A cryptic press release hit inboxes worldwide. South of Jupiter, a live experience. No phones. No cameras. No encore. No one knew who organized it. No one could buy tickets. You just got an email with a location, and a date, and a note that said, "I don't expect music. Expect honesty." The first event was in New Orleans. 2,000 people lined up outside an abandoned theater. No one saw Perry or McConaughey arrive, but when the lights went down, the air changed, thick, heavy, electric. On the stage, a single chair. A metronome. Tick, tick, tick. Then, from the darkness, a voice, unmistakable, raw, beautiful. We never finished it. Maybe we weren't supposed to. The crowd screamed. The lights cut. Silence. When they came back up, the chair was empty. The next show was in Austin. Same setup. This time, McConaughey's drawl came first. Every story's got a note you don't play. This one's ours. Again, black screen. Silence. Gone. Fans began calling it the vanishing tour. Each city ended the same way. No music, no proof, just are charged with something between nostalgia and déjà vu. By now, journalists had stopped asking if it was real. They were asking why. A theory formed, one both insane and perfectly logical. That is South of Jupiter, it was never a collaboration. It was a ritual. 2 men trying to teach a world drowning in noise how to listen again. It made sense in a way that hurt. Because what if the greatest art now is the refusal to perform it? Then came the night in Los Angeles, the final stop. Lines around the block. Police controlling crowds. No one knew what they'd see. When the lights dimmed, the screen flickered on. A live feed from what looked like a studio. 2 figures, half in shadow. McConaughey spoke first. "You want the song? Here's the truth." He pressed play on the console. For 30 seconds, there was nothing but breathing. Then, a single piano note, long, trembling, infinite. Perry's voice broke through. Not singing. Just words. Don't mistake silence for absence. The feed cut. The theater stayed dark for a full minute. And then, quietly, from every corner of the room, someone started humming. No melody, no lyrics, just the same hum from a live stream. Within seconds, the entire crowd joined in. Thousands of people breathing in time. When the lights returned, the stage was empty again. The next morning, both men's official accounts went offline. Their websites redirected to one line of text. South of Jupiter, completed, No album. No credits. Nothing but a silence that felt alive. People waited for the next phase, a documentary, a statement, an explanation. But nothing came. Only whispers. That Perry moved back to the coast. That McConaughey bought a ranch with a soundproof barn. That once a month, a small light flickers inside it to the rhythm of a metronome. Weeks passed. Then months. The world kept scrolling, but something about that silence refused to die. People called it the South of Jupiter effect. Radio hosts left 5-second pauses between songs. TikTok creators filmed themselves sitting still, waiting. Spotify reported a bizarre surge in searches for ambient nothing. It wasn't just absence anymore, it was addiction. Somewhere, somehow, everyone was waiting for a sound they'd never heard. One night, a sound engineer in Chicago claimed he received a USB drive in the mail. No label, no note. Just a single file named stay_final.mp3. When he played it, the waveform was blank, a flat line. But when he slowed it down 600%, he heard something. A heartbeat. Then a voice, deep, warm, unbroken. You're listening. That's enough. He uploaded it. It vanished within an hour. Every copy of the file deleted itself. The timestamp read, midnight. It was as if the song had never existed, again. And yet, traces of it began showing up in unexpected places. Security footage from airports caught people humming the same 3-note pattern. Children in playgrounds sang a melody their parents didn't recognize. A New York street musician swore someone left him sheet music written in invisible ink, and when he played random notes, it made people cry. The legend was evolving. South of Jupiter, he had gone viral without ever existing. Then a letter surfaced. A handwritten note sold anonymously at auction, authenticated by Perry's signature. It read, "We didn't make a song. We made a space. And in that space, you'll find the part of yourself that still believes." South of Jupiter isn't a place. It's the distance between two people trying to understand each other. If you hear it, keep it. Don't record it. Don't name it. Just hum. The buyer never revealed themselves. That same week, McConaughey resurfaced, briefly. He appeared in a live-streamed university talk in Texas, promoting nothing in particular. A student asked about the collaboration. He smiled that lazy, golden grin. Maybe it wasn't a song, he said. Maybe it was a prayer that got confused halfway up. He looked off stage for a moment, as if someone was listening. Then he added, "Steve taught me that noise is easy. Silence is earned." The feed cut abruptly. The university later claimed technical difficulties. And then, out of nowhere, Journey announced a surprise reissue, Infinity, The Lost Masters. Every track was remastered, crisp, clean, or except for the final one. A hidden track labeled only with the symbol, the astronomical sign for Jupiter. It was 6 minutes of faint static and wind. But at 4:02, a familiar voice murmured, "We're still here." Listeners reported their headphones cutting out right after. Some heard laughter. Others heard crying. One listener claimed he heard both, at the same time. By then, the story had stopped being about Perry or McConaughey. It wasn't even about music. It was about the human need to fill silence with meaning. Every generation gets one myth too beautiful to fact-check. Ours just happens to hum in the key of heartbreak. A year later, a reporter tracked down the old studio in Malibu, the one from the TMZ photo. It was abandoned, padlocked, dust everywhere. But when she pressed her ear against the door, she heard something faint, far away, a metronome, still ticking. Tick, tick, tick. And beneath it, a whisper. Stay. No one has been able to record it since. But people still go there, just to listen. Sometimes they say they hear two voices, laughing softly, trading stories about stars. Sometimes they hear nothing at all. But everyone leaves changed, lighter, quieter, humming. Because maybe south of Jupiter was never meant to be heard. Maybe it was meant to remind us that silence still has a pulse, and that even legends have the right to disappear without dying. So if you ever feel it, that hum, the ghost of melody, don't look for proof. Don't scroll. Don't search. Just close your eyes, breathe in, and let it play through you. That's the song. It always was. And if you listen closely enough, you'll hear them still, somewhere south of Jupiter. The singer who learned to vanish. And the actor who learned how to listen. Not performing. Not pretending. Just two voices. Holding the same note. Forever.